HarperCollins presents Where Angels Fear to Tread, the memoir of a humanitarian aid worker, by Sally Becker, read by Lucy Tregear. Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 8. Part 1. Operation Angel. 1. "You can't get insurance for dismemberment," called my father from the hall. I ignored him and continued to place the last few items in my hold-all, wondering if I'd overlooked anything of vital importance. It isn't easy, packing for a war zone. Dog tags, engraved with my name and blood group, and given to me for luck by a friend, were the last items to enter the bag. We'd be travelling by road across Europe without any overnight stops, so I also packed a sleeping bag. When my parents learned that I planned to go to Bosnia, they reacted in different ways. I left home when I was 16, so my mother was used to me travelling. And, although concerned about the danger, she accepted my decision. My father thought I'd lost my mind, though, and tried to dissuade me from going by describing in detail the horrific injuries caused by anti-personnel mines, which ultimately resulted in the loss of one or more limbs. When it was time to say goodbye, I found him in the sitting room, watching a rerun of Laurel and Hardy. He held up a dark object, opening it to reveal a wicked-looking blade. "It's a killing knife," he stated somberly, and proceeded to demonstrate its locking device. "Carry it with you always. You never know when you might need it." "I couldn't kill anyone," I said. "You might need to use it in self-defense," he persisted. "There are a lot of fascists out there." I agreed to take it with me, although I was sure it would never be used. A Croatian organisation called Suncokret, Sunflowers, had accepted me as a volunteer delivering humanitarian aid to refugee camps, and they'd arranged for me to join a convoy funded by the Medjugorje Appeal, a Catholic organisation run by local businessman Bernard Ellis. Bernard was a convert to Catholicism whose charity was named after a small village in Bosnia-Herzegovina that had become a famous place of pilgrimage since 1981, when a group of children claimed to have seen visions of the Virgin Mary. Arriving at the base in Godstone, Surrey, my heart began to beat a little faster when I saw 10 white trucks and a bus with red crosses painted on the sides. I entered a very large, dimly lit warehouse, packed from floor to ceiling with humanitarian aid. Boxes of tinned food, flour, medical supplies, mattresses, blankets, and clothes of all kinds. I was introduced to Sean Vatcher, my co-driver on the bus. Sean was in his mid-20s, tall, slim, and with brooding good looks, olive skin, and short black hair. He aspired to be a war photographer and planned to use this mission to add to his portfolio. Apart from a young woman called Lynn Gillette, the volunteers were all men. Lynn, who was 26, had travelled down from Manchester, where she worked as a temp, while also running a collection point for the Medjugorje Appeal together with her boyfriend. She was dressed in a flared skirt and flat pumps, and had curly brown hair and brown eyes. Bright, bubbly, and with a great sense of humour, I liked her immediately. Before heading off, Sean suggested I drive the bus around the car park. It was hard to judge the vehicle's length, but he assured me I'd soon get the hang of it. The bus would normally have required an HGV or PSV licence, but as the fleet of vehicles were all painted white with red crosses, they were classified as ambulances. I familiarised myself with the bus's controls, including the air brakes, and practised turning, parking, and reversing. I was driving by the seat of my pants for a while, but by the time we reached France, I'd got the hang of it. On the bus's dashboard was a large portrait photo of Colette, a volunteer
Sample complete. Ready to continue?